This episode is brought to you by William Hill's Final One Standing. It's free to play, it's the ultimate elimination game.
How's it going, people? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Fourever Arsenal podcast. Another one before the big one. That big one being game week 3, Liverpool away Anfield before international break. We said we'll do one closer to the time. It's a week between games. The games are not coming as thick and fast as they will be soon. But we still decided to bring you 2 pods a week. So hit the like button just for that fact alone, and make sure you subscribe to the individual channels just for that fact alone. Why not? If you haven't already, make sure you do that. Big up James, Lee, Jordan in the building. We've waited for the Carabao Cup ties to run, that penalty shootout to finish 18 minutes in, and then the draw to be done. So we're here fully prepared. And before the Champions League draw, by the way, because I'm not too sure when this is going to come out. When this comes out, you know, the way these are moving, it might already be done, the Champions League draw, but we're not privy to it right now, people. So yeah, we move. What are you man saying? Jordan smiles, Lee was smiling, James is smiling.
Yeah, lovely.
I'm still happy about Eze. I don't know. I know everyone is over it, but I'm still buzzing about Eze.
yeah. I mean, the Man United stuff is also a nice little.
Yeah, that's a sweetener.
That's a very.
I mean, the fact they're in that round in the first place is embarrassing.
And to go out in it, beautiful stuff.
At least we'll get once a week now to train on the training ground. We'll get 7
Do you remember a few years ago when we was down in 8th and all that? They used to, that Man United fans, like IE Flex and that. What's it like being 8th and all that? Like, you know what I mean? But they've even gone into the lower depths. 15th, knocked out of the League Cup in the second round before we've even entered it. You know what I mean? Like before the elite.
Losing to Tottenham in the final.
Spurs, yeah, in the final.
I hope someone. I've just rung Robbie and asked him to check on Flex. You know what I mean? Like, you know, just to check on him. They must be down in the old dumps, Man United fans, mustn't they? Eh?
Good.
And I love it. Isn't it? I love it.
Yeah.
I don't know how that makes us look on that performance, though, because I've watched them twice now against Fulham and this one, and they've been absolutely appalling in both.
Right. You're right.
I know what you mean, Lee. Like it made me reflect on our performance a little bit.
Same.
I sort of thought, why did we look so bad? But then, like, this is what kind of annoys me about like football analysis sometimes is we could, like, with one better pass, we're 3-0 up at half time. You know what I mean? Like, there were cracks in United that we did play. As bad as we were, we still played through them, and a little bit more clinical, like we were against Leeds. We scored 3-4 goals, and like there was just a bit of a failure to kind of recognize that. Like, and it was kind of in the mainstream media, like, well, how good were Man United? It's like, I'm not sure they were. They worked hard. They ran a lot. There's a lot of endeavor. Like, granted, they put on a show for their home crowd. You know, and Bema and Cunha looked good, but I didn't see this side that everyone said, like, kind of battered us. Like, I think we were poor and they worked really hard. But you know what I mean? Like, I was really surprised by the analysis of Man United after that game.
You're right. They created, and I'm being kind, 3 good goal scoring chances. I'm being kind, like genuine goal scoring chances, 3. And everyone's lost their head. They were better than us, but I think, as you just said, I don't think they were better than us. I just think we were worse than them. I think we were just the crappier of the 2 teams.
It felt like that to me, but yeah.
Well, we got 6 out of 6 now. We've moved on from there in that sense in terms of performance, because the Leeds one picked us up with the 5 goals, brought us down with the Saka and Odegaard injuries. But we'll talk about that more when we get into Liverpool. We have drawn Port Vale away in the Carabao Cup. What was this whole thing about? Because I didn't really listen at the beginning about European teams are drawn away from home, essentially keeping us all separate. Because I've looked through the fixtures now, and there's not really a big fixture in there, is there?
No, that was weird, wasn't it? You know, like what they'd done first was like they picked out a draw. So like it went away, home, away, or home, whatever. So, and we got first out, weren't we? So we was going to be away. You know what I mean? So
That's always Lee a difficult one because for the lower league teams, some of them would prefer a home tie because they think that they've got a better chance of winning if they're at home, like Grimsby tonight. But then other lower league teams would prefer to go to Old Trafford because you make more money, or go to the Emirates, or go to the bigger clubs because you get more TV. Do you know what I mean? So they're trying to help, but they've actually, in some ways, unintentionally hurt the people that they're trying to help as well.
Yeah.
I think if they want, we've said this so many times about this competition, so sorry that the same conversation comes up once every year, but I'll keep saying it. If they want more money in this competition, which helps these clubs more, that means there's got to be more interest, more eyes, and more people caring. To make people care, you've got to make the teams care. So hand a Champions League place to the winner. Then you care. Then there's a reason to win it. Like, because what we're basically saying is like, you're more like fourth. People could argue that fourth is a better season than winning the Carabao Cup, and that just doesn't feel right. It's a cup. It's a trophy.
I just don't think handing a Champions League spot to a League Cup winner helps the lower league teams. I still think there's a 90% chance the winner of the League Cup will be a Premier League team.
Yeah, but at least the Premier League teams like care about winning it. So if they care about winning it, there's kind of more eyes. There's more broadcast money on it, and that means there's more distributed to the clubs playing in it.
But to be honest, I think Premier League teams go below the traditional Big Six. I think the Premier League teams should be doing better at getting to latter parts of League Cups anyway. It's been dominated in the last 10 years by City, Liverpool, United, Chelsea, or not us, those 5 teams. Those teams don't need any help getting to a final. I think the people that need the help are the ones in the Championship or in the EFL. And I'm not sure the incentive of a Champions League spot helps those teams.
Yeah, maybe.
And the whole point of changing the format would be to help those teams, not help Fulham, not help Crystal Palace.
Sure.
Paul, League One, in the bottom 3.
Yeah, they're 22nd, I think.
I had some good games against them. Do you remember? I think it was 19. I think it was 2-0 down against them one time. I think ended up winning 4-2. I think Petit got a good free kick. I remember that on a dodgy pitch. So it's not an ideal trip for us, really. Like a long trip to Say again?
Good knowledge.
Yeah, I just remember that game. Like, you know what I mean? Back in the day, it was. I think it was it could have been even 99. I don't know. 98, 99. One of those seasons, and we was 2-0 down.
When does it land? The fixture in September.
September, yeah. Again, you don't know because we've got to wait for the draw.
Oh, didn't we get Port Vale last year or the year before?
No.
No.
And Ranieri scored a banger, didn't he?
No, that was Preston.
Preston.
That was another long journey on a bleeding Tuesday or Wednesday. Now I've got to do it again, Stoke way, like, you know what I mean? So it's a long old trip.
Good luck. Good luck. Yeah. No standout fixtures. Carabao Cup 3rd round. But yeah, brief thoughts on the draw and the manner of the draw there. But we'll keep it moving because Arsenal are still active in the transfer window. Some outgoing news, one apparently on the horizon in Kivior, and then some incoming news with not sure how to pronounce his name. I'm gonna say it as I see it, Hincapi.
I've been told it's Hincapié. I'm not taking the piss. That's actually how I've been told it's pronounced. So there we go.
Hincapié. What's our thoughts, feelings, everything around it? I haven't really delved into it too much over the last couple of days because I've still been like Jordan enjoying the Eze stuff. But James, you're nodding. I'm sure you've covered it in some way, shape, or form. Does it make sense? Because you know me in terms of Kivior, I think that's a valuable squad member. When I'm seeing the prices around Porto saying 20-25 million euros, which is what we paid for him, I just wonder why. And then you couple it up with the rumours that Hincapié, I've even forgot what you've told me. It's about 50-60 million potentially. Is it something worth it? Or look, Jordan's even confused.
No, I was saying, wasn't it 40 million euros, Kivior?
What?
I think it rises to 40 million euros. That's what I read, but could be wrong. Sorry,
that'd be good.
I'm here to learn.
No, that'd be good. I didn't see that report. I was nearer what Turkish was thinking. If it's nearer £35 million, I'll feel great, but I'm not sure it is.
I
That'd be good though.
mean, Jordan is the professional here, so should we?
As he checks to just make sure his sources are correct. Just chat amongst yourselves, sisters. I'll be back in a second.
I've done my research on Nkapie, and I did something with Ben Mattinson, who Twitter Football Scout, who really knows his players. And I've got to say, my research really surprised me. I thought we were signing potentially a centre back who could play left back, like almost every other guy we've had in that position. What I think we're actually getting is more of a marauding left back who, push comes to shove, could cover at centre back. Now, I think that's interesting for two reasons. One, it suggests that Calafiori playing those opening games in pre-season at centre back wasn't a fluke. It wasn't just making up the numbers. That actually Arteta does want to see him there. And secondly, it may be actually three things. It maybe also explains why Calafiori has been starting the season at left back, because he's more of a bombing up and down player than Lewis Skelly. And three, with Eze coming in, you need someone who gets up and down the pitch like that. And watching his comps, reading his stats, his numbers, Nkapie is a 6 foot, pacey, like up and down left back who has played in a back three for Leverkusen. He won the Bundesliga with them. He played from left centre back, but he played that kind of modern role where the wider of the centre backs have license to underlap and get up and down. Very Chris Wilder style. Xabi Alonso did it a little bit with Leverkusen. So if you look at his heat maps, and you look at the areas he covers, he's a really up and down player. And I always thought Arsenal needed that kind of left back, but it's interesting that Arsenal might have found it in the Arteta mould of he will do it, but he's still 6 foot, good in the air, can play centre back. And what's interesting is how he might complement a Calafiori, because Calafiori has always been talked about as someone who could step into midfield from centre back, a la John Stones, and actually he's done that for Italy a lot. He comes forward with the ball. If you're going to have a Calafiori at centre back and Nkapie at left back, naturally he steps forward, Calafiori, and Nkapie can tuck in, or Calafiori pulls wide into the left back areas and Nkapie goes forward to let Eze tuck in. So actually, I don't know if he's any good, guys. Like I don't know if he's very good. I know he's won the Bundesliga, and I know that there was a lot of hype around him. I can tell you that he looks quite good on the comps. But tactically, he's very, very fascinating and arguably exactly what Arteta would have wanted. Only what's interesting is it's another left back. So Lewis Skelly, Calafiori playing that position. I just wonder whether they're going to be used more in midfield or more at centre back to accommodate for someone like Nkapie, or whether this really is just a £45 million squad player. But yeah, that's my analysis on him.
My only thought, or my first thought, was that's a lot of money to spend in an area where you're quite strong. And James, your analysis there, kind of, this is my thought before you just gave us your reaction there. So a lot of that, if that's true, then okay, I can. That does make some kind of sense. But my first thinking was, is Gabriel going next summer? That was genuinely my first thought. Is Gabriel going next summer? So they're reeing up on centre backs. Or I know you can play left back and all that, but my first thought was, why would you spend that much money on an area where you're already quite strong? Unless somebody must be. If it was a £5 million signing, or if it was a kid, you're like, fine. That's a lot of money to spend in an area where you're strong already. So is somebody leaving?
No, well, because Kivior and Zinchenko are going. That's
even with those going, I factored even those
but
going.
Calafiori's got injuries. Timbers had 2 surgeries in 2 years. Ben White isn't fit right now and had surgery last season. Gabriel's off the back of hamstring surgery himself. I can see why they want to leave no stone unturned. And dare I say, is this Arsenal, for once, actually showing ambition? This is what Man City would do. We'll go get the £45 million squad player, not the 20 million can do a job.
And I'm down with that. But then you can apply that to our striking options. We've got 2 strikers at the club. I don't count Jesus. We've got 2 strikers, and one of them is on his second bad injury. So if you're gonna, if your theory is correct, why not do that with the strikers? You've got 2 strikers. Do you know what I mean? So
I think because with the strikers, just to answer, I do hear what you're saying. So I know I'm sounding argumentative and batting off everything. I do hear what you're saying, but I think with the strike situation, it's more you can put a Trossard there. You could put a Martinelli there. You've got Madueke, Saka, Dauman, Eze, Martinelli, Trossard, all as wingers. Like, as a collection of forwards, we're like really stacked. Maybe we've only got 2 strikers and Jesus to return eventually. As a collection of forwards, whereas as a collection of defenders, we are light, and there are a lot of injury-prone ones in there. There are a lot of them that have had real problems. So I think that's how the club is seeing it, and I hear it, to be fair.
Lee, thoughts around all of this?
Yeah, listen, I think, like, for me, I think Kivior it's more that Kivior wants to go. That's how I see it. I think he done so well last year. He wants minutes. We've got to replace him. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, as you say, like Gabriel, is on the back of a long, terrible injury. Like, the other 2 that had those injuries have gone down. So I think that, then it needs proper cover, because I don't want to see Gabriel playing at Port Vale. I'm sorry, I don't want to see him playing at certain games. I do think that he needs to be, rested at certain times. Can't keep relying on the Salibas and Gabriels. And also, guys, I want them from March, April, May. So when we've got like December and January, when we've got lots of games, these players are going to get and need to be involved. So I think it's good business. And I think at the end of the day, I still say Miles Lewis-Skelly will go into midfield eventually. Even on Saturday, I see him pick the ball up from midfield, drive past 2 players. It's something in games I think we're going to need it when teams are playing that low block. And I think that he could still be using there. So I think it's just sense just to get it out, And I think with squad players, I'm not being horrible on that. Like, Kivior's a Polish, he can't continue to keep being cover. You know what I mean? There's going to be a time when he's going to say, right, I want to play regular. And the performances that he showed last season have made, I think, cemented that I want to go. It's a shame because he really did look a player last season for us. I thought he really looked like an Arsenal player last season when he came in for that little run. But it's sort of...
The fee for me is like that. I understand him wanting games, but I'm sure Nkapie is where's he from? Ecuador international. Without checking, I'm pretty sure he must be.
Yeah, he is.
So we're gonna face to say get better value. Kwanzaa went for what, 40 mil?
Mm-hmm.
But I think Kivior's more established, and he's played at a better level, proven himself at a higher level.
I was having this exact same chat with my Arsenal fan group today. Right. They were stunned that I was saying, why aren't we getting 35, 40 million for him minimum? Like, I don't think he's any world beater. But when you see what other people, and I reference Kwanzaa at Liverpool, when you see what they're getting for their players, Kwanzaa's not better than Kivior. He's not like he's miles younger than him either, as far as I'm aware. So why can't we? We're just not great at selling players, which is why I can't find it, but I definitely saw that it was nearer to the 40 million euro mark, which made me think, okay, that's good. Because I initially saw 25, 30 mil, I think was what I saw. And I'm like, that's not good business. It's not good business.
That's what 25.
But I agree with you. The fee's disappointing. The problem is I've got so numb to it. I'm like, yeah, Arsenal sell badly, like they just do. Are we encouraged as a collective that Arsenal are getting ahead with it? Like, they've identified exactly who they want already, as Zinchenko and Kivior prepared to leave the club. But also that it's a player of this quality. Now, I'm saying a player of this quality, having being no expert on him, but we're signing Bayer Leverkusen's starting left centre back, the guy who started in that position under Xabi Alonso when they beat Bayern Munich to the title, and we've gone, for 40 to 50 million pounds, that's going to be our squad depth and cover. Like, I take a lot of encouragement from that. This is a known player, a player Tottenham and Chelsea looked at as well to more likely be starters or some kind of very used squad player. And we've identified, I think our defensive options year on year get more and more stacked. It's like, it's the one area of the pitch we take remarkably seriously after 10, 15 years of it being a complete and utter joke.
I think if Kivior and Zinchenko go, it makes complete sense. I'm happy with the level of play we're bringing in. Yeah. I kind of echo Jordan's sentiment around doing so in attack, in certain positions too. But I also understand what you're saying about out-and-out strikers. I think we've actually only got one out-and-out striker, really. So I'd even narrow it down further than Jordan. But if Kivior and Zinchenko go, and this guy comes in, I believe he's reliable. I believe he has played consistently for 3-4 years now.
Yeah, he stayed fit.
So I understand the move, and your question about the ability, the level, the quality. It is refreshing. It is nice. Maybe the whole 50 million Madueke backup stuff is actually true because, this would be another kind of statement signing in a department where we've never usually spent this much. Usually it's a 17 million pound signing from somewhere that comes in and does a job for 5-6 years.
Yeah,
Is it,
I agree. And
did I read that it was a loan and it with an option to buy, or was that
That's what they're trying.
Obligation.
which is that would make it even more incredible, wouldn't it?
well, I think they're eating into next year's budget.
Mm.
I think they've seen an opportunity and they've gone. If Kivior is done on that basis, then they're happy to do this one on that basis, which is also what Tottenham were looking to do. So there must be some encouragement that Leverkusen are willing to do that.
And we're apparently trying to do the same with Kivior to Porto, isn't it?
Can I ask you guys a question? Ask Sharoy on the Gooniverse. Do you think Arteta snapped in the summer? Do you think he just had a moment of that's it? Like, because this is one extreme to the other from Arsenal. This is finishing on 89 points and adding Sterling, Neto, Calafiori, and Marino to injuries decimating our squad. Marino playing up front, kids on the bench in the Champions League semi-final, still finishing second, still getting to a cup semi-final, and him potentially going to the board. That is it. I want depth in every position. I want not 2 players per every position. I want basically 5 players for 3. Is essentially almost the bloating we've got in the squad. When you see him talk in the press conference and he's asked about bloating in the squad, he says, no, look at what everyone else has got. It feels like Gyökeres, I don't think, is a signing ever would have signed off on a year or 2 ago. But now it's more like, yes, give me the guy who scores goals. I wonder, or maybe someone at the club snapped. Like Berta's only just arrived, so I can't imagine his patience is running too thin. But it just feels like such a change of direction from Arsenal. And I'm trying to understand why. It's a good thing.
Bert's
But
the
why?
common denominator. So if there has been a drastic change in strategy, I mean, the presumption is that that's because of him. He's come in, seen the potential of this football club, seen how close we've got, and just thought, sod this, we're going to go big. We're going to re-up. We're going to get the guns out. We're going to really go for it. I don't think it came from Arteta because I still believe Arteta wanted Sesko. I think that was the guy he wanted. And I think to some degree, Berta has overridden that decision. I think it's been a collaborative process in the players generally. I'm not saying that he's been given 5 players that he didn't want, but I'm still adamant, and I've kind of heard loose things around the club that's true. So I'm not sure if it was Arteta just snapping and thinking whatever. I think incrementally we've got closer. Okay, last year wasn't a title race, but we've been in around the title now for 3 or 4 years. So maybe Bert just thought, you know what, we're really close. Let's just go for it. Let's just spend the money and just go for it.
They have a meeting at the end of the season, and for me, if you're sitting around that table, what stopped us getting over the line last season? Centre forward and lack of a squad depth. Right, let's address it. Simple as that.
But why now? This has been Arsenal for years. I mean, Arsenal haven't just addressed every problem. If Arsenal stopped without, at Eze and never signed Madueke and never signed Nkapie, I would have still called it a very good window. Like, even by Arsenal standards, they're going above and beyond here. Like, with Nkapie, with Madueke, as Turkish mentioned, it looks like £50 million depth now. I'm just wondering what has changed so drastically, and I'm not complaining. I just think it's an interesting.
I agree with James, but listen, at the end of the day, I don't know how you feel about it, but we've got Liverpool coming up without our best player, and I'm not overly concerned. Last season, I would have been. So so the manager must be thinking that, like, you know what I mean? Give me the tool. Maybe he said, give me the tools. I don't think he had the tools last season. You know what I mean? Like, the squad weren't strong enough. No striker. If I'm him, I'm going in there and saying, hold on a minute, I've got a second in the league, semi-final of the Champions League without a bloody centre forward for a start. Great bit of, you know what I mean? Well, give me a centre forward, that'll help. Well, he's got that, and he's got depth now where I think that at the end of the day, we've got 2 or 3 options, really. Odegaard could be out. You know what I mean? Look what we was doing last season when Odegaard was out. Oh no, we're going to play. I think we've got two options for him, and I think that there's two options for Saka. Well, three options for Saka. You can go with Madueke. You could go with Martinelli playing out there, or dare I say it, Max Downman can go there. Like, you know what I mean? So we've got depth everywhere.
What do you think it is, Turkish? Where's this all coming from? Who's the driver is what I'm trying to understand. Like, is it Burton, his ability to get deals done? Because who's to say Arteta didn't want this before and Edu just wasn't capable?
It might be the execution. It might be the execution that we lacked. But at the same time, I feel like it's collaborative. I think it's Arteta and Berta. Arteta needs to, well, maybe he does understand, but I think something that I really look at the end of Wenger era and really like it saddens me is that he had the power, he had the fans. Do you get what I'm saying? So if he challenged, opposed the board, if he really even behind the scenes, said I need this or I'm gone. Yeah, I feel like they would have understood the depth of what is being asked here. And I think although Arteta hasn't, achieved, anything close to what Wenger achieved, he's got somewhat a cult following where people are really, really clinging on. And so I feel like he might know his value in that sense too now. He is powerful because he has the majority of fans on his side. So if the club don't give him what he wants, and then we fail to do what we should do in sixth year now, it comes to should, no entitlement. But if we're just looking at ourselves in isolation or any process at any big club, by the sixth year you need to be delivering. That's even being very, very nice. So I feel like well overdue that we throw the kitchen sink at it as well. And I think the Cronkies need to understand that. That was part of why I've always, looked at them and blamed them for what happened. All those years of self-sustainability never actually materialized into one summer throwing the kitchen sink at it. And I think when you support a big club, that's what the expectation is, that at least, a few summers, if not every other summer, you're throwing the kitchen sink at trying to win, trying to get the majors, trying to, become a great team. So I feel like finally they've done that. They've thrown the kitchen sink at it. I can't determine who. I think Bert has helped execution-wise. I think Arteta knows that this year needs to be the year. And the Cronkies, I mean, we're finally profit-making again. So, if ever a time is to do something that's against the grain for them, it probably is now.
They did say that they was going to back it this year, though, didn't he? He's in the programme. He did say, and you can't say that they haven't. It's been incredible.
No,
you can't say they haven't. I find the Cronkies and all this so fascinating because, I know how you feel about them, Turkish, and most Arsenal fans do. I just wondered to myself, why would they not, with all the money that's been spent over all these years, demand success themselves? Whether they care about it in the way we do is one thing, but why, from a business perspective, would they invest this money without there being a real drive to get it done? I actually believe there is a degree of drive from Josh Kroenke. From Stan, I don't, but from Josh, I do. But again, even whether it's business or football, I don't really care what their drive is. But as long as there is a common goal of we must win things, we must get to the top, whether it drives their business or it drives them because they love the club. I just want that to be the common goal. And with the money that's been invested, there must have been some big conversations behind the scenes. Look, Mikel, we'll go big. Andrea Berta's in the door now, but we're expecting some things now. And I'm not saying that's conducive to a particularly harmonious working environment. I don't think they're threatening him. But there must have been a give and take. We'll do this, but here are our expectations. They didn't just go, 300 million is it you want? No worries, mate. I'll just give that to Tim Lewis. Tell him it's all good. There's the doctor's note. Do you know what I mean? There must have been some sort of, intense conversations. There just has to have been. Otherwise, Arsenal just decide to be serious for no reason at all out of nowhere.
Finally, it's the second season now in the whole of Emirates era that I'm hopeful of a league title. Only the second time, the other one being the Rice Havertz summer. So it's 2 in quick succession, which is refreshing. But it's about time we move like this. You know, we should have this sort of a signing every other summer at the minimum in terms of a signing that galvanizes the fans, the club, everything about it makes sense. You know, that's what I've seen other big clubs do over the last 20 years while we've been dilly dallying. So it's
Agreed.
you know we've played catch up, we've caught up. Now it's time to throw the kitchen sink at it. And that's what we've got to do. So there's no more looking back like we've done for 18, 17 of these Emirates years, saying we should have done more in the window. We should have done, because ultimately that's what it always comes down to. Anytime we haven't got over the line in something, we should have done more in the window. This time round, we can't say that. So you are right. That
agreed.
comes with more accountability. Now, come the end of the season,
I can, but yeah, I'll take your point.
I mean, you can always say something. We know that. We know that. But cool. I mean, on that note, I think we've covered that pretty well, right? Before we move on to Liverpool, game week 3, obviously you can see people, William Hill in partnership with Fourever Arsenal. We've been playing the game, final one standing. There's only a couple of us left. If you didn't know, now you know. James and Mr. Lee Judges, they both got knocked out in game week 2. Me and Jordan are still in with a chance
Look
to
at
win
that.
500k. Is that the knocked out screen?
That is what you get.
Brutal.
Brutal. Absolutely
I
brutal.
wouldn't know. I wouldn't know.
Oh, well, me and James know. Knocked out in capital letters. Bosh.
But at least it's at least it says just underneath. Enter the next 50k.
Which I have
pot.
done, Turkish, which I have done straight away.
You've entered it, James.
I'm still aching, but I will enter. I'm just like I'm still
Yeah,
bitter.
still bitter.
Granit Xhaka ruining my life in big 2025. You know, I thought I'd left that in 2021. You know, that was 4 years ago.
He who
And
shan't
now
be
here
named.
I am.
Yeah.
Huh?
Remontada.
He who shan't be named has ruined your life again.
Spurs ruined mine.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, Spurs ruined yours. But yeah,
For the winners.
me and Jordan are still in with a chance for 500k. We're on game week 3. Lee and James are re-entering on game week 3 because they got knocked out game week 2. So you can re-enter, people, if you have been knocked out or you've missed deadlines. Either way, there's still a chance to enter to win 50k, or a chance to win 50k. Sorry. There's a QR code on the screen. There's a link in the description. You can do all of that. But whilst you do that, Jordan,
Yes, sir.
what are we going with this week? Do you already know your team? Have you looked at the fixtures?
Yeah. I'm going to go with a Nottingham
Liverpool.
Forest win.
Nottingham Forest win.
Yeah, they're at home to West Ham. There's some tricky games again this week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's a good shout.
apart from one other, that's the only one that I'm confident.
Come on the
I've got
hammers. That's
right.
what I say, James. Come on the hammers.
Look at you little scumbag down there.
Forest is a
You
good
hater,
shout.
absolute hater, you disgrace, absolute disgrace. You're a disgrace. You're a disgrace.
That's actually a good one.
That's some unreal cam you've got there, because that focused on you immediately as you zoomed in.
Yeah.
It didn't
Yeah.
hesitate 1 second. It knew the assignment. Fair play.
Quick one though, Jordan. Yeah, last week you picked Newcastle and then you.
I know, I changed my mind. I bottled it.
Who did you pick then?
Arsenal.
Oh, you went Arsenal, just so I know. All right, so you're going Forest, home to West Ham. I looked at Forest. I looked at Chelsea at home to Fulham. I'm looking at Man United at home to Burnley.
Yeah.
Good luck with
I
that
mean,
one.
surely, I'm gonna go Man United. I'm gonna have to pick them at some point this season. And at home to Burnley, surely.
I think what's happened today, yeah, I think that's a good shout.
I think it's an
United.
awful shout.
It's got to be Forest, hasn't it? Sorry, I wasn't listening. You're going Man United against Burnley?
Yeah,
No.
Stay clear of that one,
Have
Turkish.
you learned anything?
that's what I'm doing, man. Surely, we have to pick them at some point. Are they going to get any better in the next 6 weeks? I don't think so.
Not this
You're right.
week.
They'll beat Burnley. They'll beat Burnley.
Yeah, they'll
So
beat
back-
Burnley at home. They will get they will beat Burnley at home.
Surely.
They've
I've
got
gone
them
Forest.
well.
I've entered the new one with you, Lee.
Have you? Who you gone for?
Yeah, Forest. Sorry, West Ham. I like West Ham. I actually like Graham Potter, but
I could have gone with. I might change that.
What did you
Because
go with?
I went Forest last time. I guess to start, I can go Forest again, can't I?
Yeah.
I've gone Chelsea.
Yeah.
I've gone Chelsea.
at home to Fulham. Yeah, I mean that's a shout as well.
Mm.
All right, cool.
But I might
So,
change that to Forest.
well, let us know on
No,
that
but
time.
this game it draws you in, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does draw you.
It's just like
If I go Forest,
it's
mate,
like
all
right,
three of us
back
could
in.
go out if West Ham do the business.
You gotta hear some press conferences.
What happens if we're out of this one, Lee?
Huh?
What happens if we go out of this one?
Well, I think we should give it up, James. I think really, like, you know.
Yeah.
You could enter the new £2 jackpot.
A chance to win.
Have they
Yeah.
got like a course we could go on, like how to work it out or something, like, you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm writing a book,
Yeah,
Lee.
if
So
only.
once I write that book, I'll let you know.
I'm sticking with Chelsea.
You're sticking with Chelsea. Jordan and James have gone Forest, and I've gone Man United. Obviously, I can change it
Come on, Mariner.
up until the kickoff of the first game of game week 3. So keep that in mind, people, because I've gone United now, and I might wake up a different man tomorrow. We'll see how I feel.
Just out of curiosity, James, who would you have picked if you were still in?
Yeah, Forest, because I didn't use them. I used Sunderland and Man City.
Two extremes.
Yeah, I would have gone. I'd have stuck with because I'd have already had Forest, so I would have gone Chelsea as well. So
That's our picks, people. Me and Jordan still in with a chance of 500. James and Lee have re-entered for a chance to win 50. If you want to enter or you're already in there, don't forget to pick your team for this week, game week 3. The QR code is on the screen. The link is in the description. And a reminder, James.
UK and Ireland only, 18 plus. Please gamble responsibly.
Man looked into the let's keep it moving on to that big one. No one could. Only James and Lee could have picked Arsenal this coming game week 3 because me and Jordan have already picked Arsenal in final one standing. How's everyone feeling about this game coming up this weekend? Lee, you mentioned earlier that, Saka being out of it now, confirmed 3-4 weeks out injured with a hamstring injury. You said you're not as fearful as you would have been in any other season just gone. I kind of agree in a certain way, but there is a bit of me that, as soon as we signed Eze, I thought, Anfield, Eze and Saka either side of Gyökeres. But then lo and behold, our luck, we can't see that for a little while. But yeah, how are we feeling about it?
I'm, dare I say it, quietly confident. I watched the game on Monday night, and I feel that they're a little bit vulnerable, Liverpool, particularly in wide areas and on the set pieces. Conceded 2 set pieces. If you was watching that game and just, I don't know, you come in from the pub or a restaurant or whatever, you would never have known that Newcastle had 10 men that game. I felt that they were very open in midfield, and they've got teething problems to their new signings at the moment, which is natural. So, as I said, like with the Man United, I don't think it's that bad a thing that we play them this early. I think it may be beneficial because, they're probably over the next week going to get Gay and Isak. So, I think this is an opportunity for Arsenal to flex their muscles a little bit. I'm listen, it's going to be a tough game, but if we go up there and defend well, we've got things in our armoury that I think will be our strength and their weakness. That's how I see it. Like, you know what I mean? I might be totally wrong, but I fancy us.
Do we still? I mean, going into the season, which wasn't too long ago, everyone looked at Arsenal as the most stable side going back into the. But you also consider we're about to sign our potentially 8th player. I mean, I'm not saying we're unstable, but what I'm saying is there are some teething concerns for us, even with Zubamendi and Gyökeres so far. I mean, we've had probably out of the 4 halves we've played, only one of those halves we've probably all been, in unison happy with. Are we the most stable side going into this season?
I think you can point at Arsenal, City, and Liverpool all going through a period of transition in some way. Liverpool have replaced a lot of key players and are trying to evolve into something new. Arsenal, I think, are certainly trying to evolve into something new, trying to be more direct, trying to play with a more out-and-out number 9, trying to get more creativity in their midfield. Zubamendi and Eze coming in, whether it's off the left from the number 6 position, add creativity to our midfield. And Man City for sure are trying to adapt to Rodri not being ready, De Bruyne having gone. They've been through a lot of change over the years. So yeah, I think there's a degree of transition with all three of them.
Jordan, you're really quiet.
Listen, I can't wait. I can't wait. Lee said he's quietly confident. I'm confident. This is the game I've been waiting for so long, and I think it's a game, guys, that we need to pull up to Anfield. And I'm not looking for a draw. I'm not looking for a draw. We've got a really decent record against City in the last 2 or 3 seasons. We handle Man United home and away standard. We know what it is in the North London derby. We own Stamford Bridge. Anfield is the last place we've gone to for me and not picked up 3 points. The last 3 times we've been there, I think we draw in the last 3 games. 2 of them, I'd argue, we should have won, right? This is the time now you go there and win. A draw at Anfield is not a bad point. If you offered me a point right now, I might well take it. But I'm looking to go there and win. And not only win because I think it will send a message to the rest of the league that this year is our year and we're on smoke. It will send a message to the league saying, oh, wow, Arsenal went to Anfield and they put 3 points. They've got now 9 points from a start of United away, Leeds at home and Liverpool away. I think it sends a message to ourselves. The confidence, the impetus, the momentum it will give us if we can go to Liverpool, the champions, who despite not starting the season very well, still a very, very good team, and beat them on their patch. Listen, imagine the next game after the international break. We are bouncing into that next game. Madueke, this is why we signed you. This is why we signed you. I'm not his biggest fan. I don't think he's great. But these are the times of why we signed you. So if and when Saka's out, step up. David Raya, rise. No nonsense in this game. He's been, I thought, brilliant in both games so far this season. Golden Glove winner, double for the last 2 seasons. This is the game where I need you to be the man. We've seen on Monday's game, Lee mentioned the Liverpool-Newcastle game. Florian Wirtz, who I was hailing when he was signed as the signing of the summer, he's not up to speed yet. And also, the physicality of that Newcastle midfield, he got drowned. He got completely swamped. Declan Rice, clamping duty. I need you to bully him. He doesn't get a touch. Make him get subbed on 60 minutes because he can't get a touch, right? Eze, your debut. And I said to you guys in the last pod, there's 3 key things I want to see from Arsenal this year. Home record on fire, stealing wins, and Mikel Arteta evolving. Arteta, let Eze run at my man one-on-one. He will be taking on Kirkes. Kirkes? No. It'll be
probably
the injury boy.
He's a Bosley.
Or Conor
probably
Bradley.
a
Right back. Cook him. Everyone get out the way. Give the ball to Eze and just let him run at him. Run at him. Run at him. Yeah? In the 10, it might be Nwaneri. Young King, step up. This is your time to make a name for yourself. We saw what Rio did and Gumara did on Monday. It's your turn now. It's your turn. Gyökeres, 2 games in now. Let's go. Van Dijk will be on you. If you got to peel off onto Konate, he's looking a bit shaky, then do that. Otherwise, handle Van Dijk. The point I'm making is everyone's got to go into that game now feeling like we can go here and win. We know the playbook, guys. We know the playbook. 15 minutes, loud. They're going to be supported. They're going to be up. They're going to be loud. Cool. Get through that first 15 minutes where they're going to be on smoke, focus, ride it out, trust our defense, and then hurt them. Hurt them. Shut them up nice and early. I can't wait. Honestly, this is the time now. Forget a draw. We need to go there and win. The loser doesn't fall out of the title race. If Liverpool beat us, we're not done. And if we beat them, they're not done. But the message it will send the league that we this year are serious. Oh, they beat Liverpool at Liverpool? Early? 9 points? Top of the league? Nah. We need to go there and smoke them. I'm talking, honestly, I'll give away my predicted score now. I'm going 3-1. And that's not me being biased, because I don't do the bias thing. I genuinely, and also I want to win my first gold star. I want to win the league this year. I want to win the predicted table. I mean that. I believe that. 3-1 Arsenal. Go there, handle Liverpool while they're at their weakest. Because they'll get better. They will get better. But while they're a little bit shaky, go there and duppy them. Let's get it done. Get in, 3 points, get out. It won't be easy. But this is the time now. We've built up to this. The summer transfer window was for this. 2-3 years of going there and getting good points at Anfield is building up to this. This is the time you go there and win. Go to Anfield, get the 3 points, get the hell out. I'm gassed. Honestly, I'm so excited. I really believe my team can go there and win the game. We could lose. Liverpool are a good team. We could lose. That's there's no shame in that. But we could also go there and win. Forget all this point. Go there and get 3 points.
Love it.
I'm confident, but you say Liverpool have been shaky. I agree. We haven't exactly been amazing. That's where
We haven't.
I can't get carried away. And if push comes to shove and we wake up Monday with a point, I think that's a good point.
No doubt. I don't disagree with that. But yeah. I don't want us thinking beforehand, if we can get out of a point. I want us pulling up there thinking,
I'm confident we can go for it. I'm confident we can go for it. I'm confident we can go for it.
Yeah. And Saka being out, as Lee said, normally I'd be like, then I would be like, a point. It's not but Saka being out is a blow. He's our best player. I'd rather Saka was there than not. But in a really weird way, Saka and Odegaard being out gives other players a chance to step up. Eze, what are you saying? Madueke, what are you saying? Nwaneri, whoever, what are you saying? Are you really on this thing? Or are you going to just like, we're going to lose Liverpool again? No, go there and get the 3 points, man. I really believe we can do that. I'm excited. I'm really excited.
Can I ask? There's a reason I'm asking you this. It's so random. If I ask you guys if Dominic Szoboszlai was like elite on the ball, would you guys say he was?
No.
I think he's very good.
I think he's a good player.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, I'd say he's all right on the ball.
He's not De Bruyne. He's not De Bruyne.
Like as a 10, he's actually more of the workman-like 10, right?
Yeah.
There's a reason he's gone to right back because he's quite defensively sound.
Yeah.
I mean, this is where stats can be so misleading because I've just had a little look on FBref and his passing numbers from last season are sensational. His defensive numbers are poor, and I just wouldn't have expected that way. Anyway, why I brought all this up? Because he's probably going to start at right back. And I mention all this to say that I think Arsenal, sorry to get all tactical and nerdy here about it, I think they need to almost press bait Liverpool into making them play down the Szoboszlai side. A, because it's a position he's not comfortable in, and B, because I don't think he's as good on the ball as Kerkez and Van Dijk. I'd much rather Konate and Szoboszlai were trying to play out than Van Dijk and Kerkez. Yeah, Szoboszlai and Konate, Van Dijk, Kerkez. Yeah, I got that right. Fine. And I'd want us to force them down that area, but at the same time, I also want us to win the ball back in that area because that's where you got Declan Rice, who's more likely to do it. That's where you got space to drive into. But crucially, that's where Gyökeres peels. He peels into those areas, whereas Szoboszlai might get caught up the pitch, where he's high and wide. And he did it against Leeds the other day. Konate's head is not in it this season. I'm not saying he won't be there, and everyone's laughing at the whole, Real Madrid link or whatever. His head is not in it right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have said an on-form Konate and Van Dijk, I don't care how good Gyökeres is, he's going to get eaten by these guys. But I don't think he will if Konate's playing the way he did against Newcastle, if he's having to keep covering at right back because their fullbacks bomb up and down the pitch, especially when you've got some. Szoboszlai, by the way, played really well against Newcastle. Mm-hmm. Let me get that in. But that it's still not his position. It's still an uncomfortable new role, and he's having to do it against Arsenal. I think there's something down that side that we can go at, and I would really hope Arsenal play to that side. I know it's written into our DNA to always channel our main attacks down the right, but try and force Liverpool's errors down.
James, to your point, that might be because by default we know that Saka and Odegaard are good. They're not there. Well, Odegaard might be, but Saka's not there, so that might force them now to even up a little bit on both sides. This is about Arteta. This is what I'm talking about, the Arteta evolution. I need him to recognize where they're weak and deploy the right players to do the right things. You're totally right. That could be a really weak area for Liverpool where we can exploit. Again, I hate losing games where you know what's coming. So I always used to hate when we lost to Leicester when they would score that over-the-top Vardy goal. They did it so many times against us. You know what they're going to do. So why that shouldn't be happening? You know, Ekitike started the season well. He's a very quick and clean finisher. Don't let him get the ball at his feet. Gabriel, that's on you. Zubimendi, go and show Liverpool why you turned them down and stayed another year and came to a real proper club. All the players on the pitch, there's things that you can do to really assert yourselves and make sure that we can get this done. Also, 10 men. we got to be disciplined. No stupid kicking the ball away. No stupid yellow cards. We got to play smart. It's in their backyard. We know what time it is. Play smart, but honestly, play with no fear. We can win this game, guys. We can win this game.
I think we all agree we can win it. Does anyone think otherwise? No.
Yeah, I think we can. Look, I'll be really real. I don't think we will. I think this has 1-1 written all over it for me. I know we're giving away our predictions a bit early, but oh well. Because Liverpool's firepower is scary, and I know that word's thrown about YouTube quite a lot, but it genuinely is, because when I watched them against Newcastle and they were overrun by 10 men and they didn't have control and they hadn't had a shot since Ekatike's goal. What do you mean Mo Salah picked out the perfect pass, one touch, instantly executed perfectly? It's like, this guy's one of the GOATs, because he barely had a sniff. But a player who's 2% worse than him would have taken a touch, fronted up and gone, oh, I'm in front of goal again. Okay, what can we do? And he just knew in a nanosecond what to do. And Szoboszlai knew in a nanosecond what to do. And Ngamoa had an unbelievable moment for himself. And congrats to him for that. But like, they have firepower that is... I don't think there's anything we could have done in the window to have matched it, if I'm honest. I don't think there's anything we could have really done, unless we somehow picked out Isak ourselves. Because I don't think there's ever another Salah on the market. And there probably won't be for another 20 years. But having said that, you can nullify it as much as possible. You can get on the ball. I've seen us play at Anfield. Actually, the last 2 trips we've played, we've got on the ball and settled down. We've ended games the better team, the more likely to win it in our last 2 trips to Anfield. We're actually unbeaten in 4 games there, I believe. So I've got no doubt that we are actually ready mentally for the occasion. I just don't know if we have enough firepower to match what they'll inevitably have against us. So for me, it's going to be a 1-1. But we are undoubtedly capable, for sure.
I've got something for Salah.
How are we shaping up? Couple injuries, Saka out 3-4 weeks. Obviously the international break breaks that up a little bit, so he might be back for that City game, I think it is, or Newcastle. I can't remember. Saka.
Touch and go for Saka,
yeah. And even then, the hamstring, you don't really want to bring him back too early. It might be a little while longer. Odegaard, shoulder injury, forced off, but it seems all signs are good in that department. Norway called him up, as you let me know before we went live recording. But would you still make a change there, considering there is a little problem? How we setting up? Raya in goal, Gabriel Saliba picks itself. I think fullback wise, I mean, it's been Timber and Calafiori for the first 2 games of the season. Do we do anything different? Considering it's Liverpool.
I would. This might sound weird. I trust defensively Lewis Skelly against Salah more than I do Calafiori.
I do too.
I get you.
If Ben White's fit, I'd play Ben White and put Timber over there. But I tend to agree that I think it's Miles Lewis Skelly if Ben White's not fit.
Timber and Miles, my fullbacks. And Calafiori, I will maintain, is the more kind of exciting, extravagant option up and down the pitch as left back. But Lewis Skelly's a better defender. And I think he'll need to tuck into midfield, because I think Rice will press really high up the pitch against Liverpool.
I agree.
So I'll give it to Miles.
I agree. I wouldn't mind what Lee said either, but I don't think Ben White has match fitness, sharpness, even if he is fit to be in the squad. Midfield, Zubimendi, Rice, and with Odegaard being forced off, a little issue with the shoulder, but seemingly at this point maybe available. Do we start him, or do we do something different?
I personally would start him. If he's like 80% fit, I would start him, because for the same reason people talk about the Flirter's defensive responsibilities, not that being an asset. I think as poor as he's been offensively, Odegaard, I still think off the ball he's a massive asset. And even if he can give us an hour, I think off the ball, his discipline, his work rate, his triggering I would start him. Unless he's like really struggling. This is not the game to be carrying anybody. I think if he's close to full fitness, I personally would start him.
James Lee?
100% fit he plays. If he's not 100% fit, he don't play in Miles, and Eze comes in there.
In the middle.
Eze comes in then.
Yeah,
What, James nodding as well?
Yeah, but the thing is, I'm very aware what I'm about to say. Arteta would never do, but I'll say it anyway. I'd swap Zubimendi and Rice over so that Eze is the 10 but drifting left, and Rice can bomb up and down from right central midfield, as opposed to him being on the left with Odegaard on the right, have Eze on the left with Rice on the right. That I tweak the dynamic in that way.
I'll play Nwaneri.
Well, so Nwaneri, I'd start on the right.
Okay. So this is where I'd play Madueke on the right.
So would I.
Because like Jordan said, this is what we paid 50 million for, right? So, you step in and step up.
Do your job.
Yeah, I'd play Nwaneri 10, Madueke right, Eze left, and we know who it
Because,
is.
sorry, James, if you don't play Madueke on this game now in his favourite position, when are you going to play him?
I'd play Madueke on the left.
Oh dear, no. I saw enough on that game to put me off. That was horrible.
I said, oh dear, no.
no. Madueke for me on the right. I think I'll agree with you boys. I think he's there to cover him. I thought he'd done well when he played there in the second half. I thought he was
Madueke did really well on the left against Liverpool last season, albeit they might have been drunk or hungover or something because they'd won the title by then. I just look at, I want Eze driving down the middle of the pitch. I want pace on the left, where I think they'll be a little bit exposed. So look, if it's Martinelli or Madueke, I don't really mind. I'm not convinced by either, but I wouldn't go Trossard because I think he's not quite got the pace to exploit that. But the reason I go Nwaneri on the right is because he legitimately impressed in Saka's absence. I know we missed Saka, I know we did, but I thought Nwaneri was great. Like, there were genuinely games where I thought, we haven't missed Saka today, because Nwaneri was beating his fullback, causing havoc, getting assists for Marino at Leicester when we needed a goal. Showed tremendous skill and quality. And basically, do I think Madueke is going to suddenly give us that? I mean, he might. But on the left, I've been disappointed week in, week out, so I may as well roll the dice again there.
So I wouldn't do this, but I'm going to try and do my James impression. I'm just kind of thought about a tactical option, right? Would you play a midfield of 3, drop Odegaard, and have Marino as a double pivot with Zubimendi, and then having Rice, I wouldn't say roaming, but back box to box, and then having the 2 fullbacks bombing forward a lot? Because I'm just thinking, who's Liverpool's biggest threat? Is Salah. If we can keep Salah as far away from our goal as possible and occupy him, almost make him defend by having our fullbacks really high up the pitch, and the cover comes from Declan Rice coming, we got 2, so we wouldn't need so much cover. Is that something that is an option that's worth? Because the threat is Salah. Keep Salah. He's the match winner, right? If anyone's going to break our heart, it's going to be him. So I'm thinking, how do we keep Salah as occupied and as far away from our goal as possible? Well, make him defend. Make him go the other way. And I think if you've got a fullback, so it will be Lewis Skelly, or even Calafiori in this scenario, literally cheating and playing as a wing back, is that an option? Or I just kind of totally...
If a team did that to Arsenal, it would work, because Arteta would shove Martinelli and Saka all the way back. But Slot doesn't give a shit.
He'll just let Salah do his thing, you think?
Yeah, you stay up there, Salah. We'll be fine.
And that's where that left comes in, is a key, because if it is, they might go with Conor Bradley, who's not fit, or a midfield player that's not in there. Whoever that is has got to be direct, pacey, and when you get and keep attacking, because Mo Salah's not going to come back and defend. So you're not going to get doubled up over there, and that is the key position for me. I would actually, if Odegaard's fit, for me, I'm playing Eze out there. But if he's not, I'm going Martinelli.
So your three behind Gyökeres is Eze, Odegaard, Madueke.
Yeah.
Is that right? James?
I've changed my mind. Nwaneri on the right, Eze in the 10, Martinelli on the left, because Martinelli is going to need to work back to help Lewis Skelly. And he always plays well against
Yeah,
Liverpool.
that's
Like
another
for some
good
reason,
reason.
he just loves playing against them. And I do think that is something for players. They do have certain teams that they
Always scores
almost
up there.
remember.
Does
Oh, I
well.
played well against these guys.
Eze works hard as well.
Very.
I just think if Eze's on that side, I hear what you're saying about Salah cheating and being given a free role. I just wonder if he'll be in the corner of his mind thinking, this new guy they've got who I know is good, I've kind of got to keep my eye on him a little bit. Because one-on-one with my fullback, he's going to cook him. Especially, he's not even a right back anyway. So I just wonder if Eze on the left will make Salah think twice about, I don't know.
The other thing is,
Guys,
I think with
sorry
Martinelli,
to interrupt.
I think it is.
No. I need to jump in with something. Why Saeed tweeted, "It was good knowing you guys. All my socials will be deactivated. I'm going back to my day job, and my new name is Jamal."
The Big Six tomorrow night, 9 p.m. people. 9 p.m.
Yeah, subscribe, get involved.
Get involved.
just going back to Martinelli, I think also don't forget he's got to cover Gyökeres, and I think after 70 minutes he could be a key player going up front, just to, like hit them on the counter attack with his pace. I think they've got to be careful with that one. You don't want him blowing out if he's running back and everything like that, and then we haven't got that out there.
Listen, we've touched on that one and we've all given our opinions.
So before you move on, Turkish, but what we're saying now is what we want. We've just given like 4 different lineups, but this is the strength that we have. It's not reliant
right,
on.
and that's down to Arteta now, isn't it? He's got to get the solutions right.
And you've still managed to put Marino in midfield with Zubimendi and Rice.
I'm trying to ting in it. I'm just trying to.
If that's you trying to ting, you should never try a ting, bro. Because that one, when you said that,
6-year day job, yeah.
I'm just thinking attacking talent at our disposal. This guy's putting Marino in there. Comments if you agree, then please do let me know.
I said it was a bad James impression, but I tried.
He put that.
Turkish. You need to get a hold of the Big Six account, man. How is someone tweeting these are the chilling side effects of Rimble against League 2 teams? Pray for our brother with a clip of Saeed. Come on, this is a serious football channel. What are we doing?
Nah, that's one of the best things I've done. Give everyone the username and password. None of us
they've all got access to it.
Yeah. It's a free for all.
Okay.
Say what you want, when you want, how you want.
Unreal.
Keep it moving. All right, cool. People, let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Obviously, lineup wise, how's your front 3, front 4 looking, considering a couple injuries? How's the backline looking considering the fullback situation and Liverpool's threats? And the midfield too. I mean, Jordan put Marino in there, so let us know if you'd do something so silly as well. But yeah, let's go on to predictions.
Respect him.
And you know what it is, people? I see the comments. Look, I just put the prediction table up right now, but production have taken the last few episodes away from my hands post recording and done what they believe they need to do. So right now the prediction table's on screen. I can't tell you whether it's going to make the final cut. All I can tell you is Jordan, myself, and Lee are on 2 points, and James is on 1 point. I hope it shows. If it doesn't show, then I've just told you. But it's nothing on me. Everyone's saying Turkish, sort it out. It's production. I'm going to tell them to sort it out. If they sort it out, they sort it out. If they don't, then leave your comments and we'll get onto them next week. But Jordan, you're top by alphabet. So you've gone 3-1.
Bro. I've gone 3-1. 3-1 Arsenal.
3-1 Arsenal.
Marino getting the 3rd.
Short, sweet, and dreams. Lee.
2-1 Arsenal.
2-1 Arsenal. You two motherfuckers. 3-1, 2-1. I'm gonna go 3-1, 2-1. They scored 7 goals, played poorly both games. They've got goals in them. 3-1, 2-1. I do want to go for an Arsenal win, but you lot have both taken the scores I would have probably picked.
I think it's quite early, Turkish. Just get points on the board. You don't need to be tactical. Go for what you think.
That's your way of saying shut the hell up and just say your prediction, but I appreciate it. 2-1.
It was a
3 minutes
polite way of
past
saying that
midnight.
as well. It was a very polite way of saying that.
2-1 Arsenal.
Yeah,
Actually, no,
killing
2-2.
with kindness.
2-2.
He's a mess. He's a mess. His head's gone.
Look, last time I thought we'd pick up a draw in a difficult away game. You're all right, so I hope you're all right. Obviously, Turkey won 2-2. I'm going 1-1.
3-1, 2-1, 2-2, 1-1. So 2 draws and 2 wins predicted. People, let us know yours in the comments section below. I am now taking the prediction table off the screen. Let's see
By the
if
way,
production.
I would take a draw right now. If you said to me a draw, I'd take it.
Right now means I don't get to see the game, and I'm excited for the game. I can't lie to you. So
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
know
take-
you mean, but I think a point at Anfield's a very good point.
I
yeah,
don't think I would take a point now if you offered me one, Lee.
No,
I think we could beat him.
I like it. I
But
like
if
it. I like it, Jordan. I think we've got to
Yeah.
go there and get a result. I'm with you on this one.
It's about time, isn't
Yeah.
it?
It's a difficult one to answer that because, again, if it was put on a plate for me right now, I'd say no, play the game. Because, oh God, I'm going to say something so stupid. I'm not trying to sound intelligent. It's only 1 more point than 0. Like, it's not, I'd roll the dice this early and have a go.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I think we're,
It's not
I think we're
terminal.
good enough. However, a draw is more. It's more the mental side of things. We went to Anfield, didn't lose. You've been told Trafford 7 points out of 9. You kind of take from that sense. But because I think we're good enough to win, I'd play the game. But I just think if it's a draw, I'll say, all right, fair enough. On to the next. That's Anfield out the way, and actually, whatever happens, we if we draw, we're ahead of City. So that's something, and we'd be level with Liverpool with Anfield and Old Trafford done. So that's an early way to look at it. But yeah, a draw is a good result, but I wouldn't take it now if offered it.
yeah. Let's roll the dice. That's a good way to put it. All right, comments of the day to wrap it up. What are we saying? Everyone ready?
Jordan, you got killed, man. With this,
You know what? I'm just reminding myself. Everyone was like battering me. I'm like, damn, oh, was that bad? Yeah,
I didn't think you were that bad. You were
Nah.
happy.
I was happy.
You're actually happy for once.
Can't win. I've got one though. It says someone says so. Jordan wasn't excited when we signed Sanchez, Lacazette, Aubameyang, Rice, even Pepe. He's such a liar. No, I'm not. I wasn't. Like, I was happy we got them, but this idea that I'm like, you saw my tone and my energy on the last 2 pods. That's excitement. Those guys were like good signings, but this idea that I was excited, Lacazette. What are we doing here? I like Lacazette, but shut up, man. And I've got to do a couple shout outs before we move. Sorry, guys. I want to shout out all the people that showed Fourever Arsenal bare love. Like, a lot of it was me, but bare love at the carnival. I went on the Monday. So many people were like, no, all of you guys, they were like, yeah, Turkish, Lee, James, yeah, Jordan. They loved the pod. So all the people, in particular, I promise I'd shout out Jeremiah. Big up Jeremiah. And also, finally, I want to shout out Mav the filmmaker, who clipped up some audio from me from the last pod we did and inserted it into a sick Eze Welcome to Arsenal Eze video. He's a filmmaker, hence the name. And he clipped up me and I think someone else in the pod in his video. So I want to big him up as well. Big Arsenal fan, big Arsenal creator of videos. Shout him out.
All right, who's next?
I've got my one here. Not happy about it, but I thought I'd make the comment. Just know that every time Lee looks down at his phone, he's asking Dan Potts what to say.
I missed that one. That would have been mine.
You dirty dog, like, you know.
That's brutal. Was that Dan?
Point of the year so far.
That's a
Was that
good one.
Dan?
That is
Patrico
brilliant.
Harrison, 255. You dirty bastard.
What you all don't know is Dan Potts is in the room with him now. He's waiting to hit the end record button. He's going to show him how to shut the laptop after. Big up Dan Potts. You don't know the hours he puts in.
Trust me. Football's 12th
Fair
man.
play.
It's literal. It's literal.
Yeah. He really is the 12th man. Fair play to him. Fair play. That's outrageous. What a comment.
Mine's from Mike Source, and to be honest, it says Gyökeres will become one of the best strikers of all time because you can see on his face he needs goals to live. Yeah, I like that.
I like that.
Fair.
Hope so.
This is outrageous. So Someone time coded it at 37:33. Love it how James cut off Jordan when he's talking, and they put a poo emoji. And someone under put the Lord's work. So rude.
I did notice that, James. By the way, I did notice that you were back to your usual cutting me off when I was talking rubbish again. So can you not do it in future, please?
Yeah.
You're welcome.
It's very rude.
No worries.
Thank you. Let me talk my crap in peace. All right.
Absolutely no worries.
Thank you.
That's what
No worries.
that's what the chat's saying, the community saying, in peace. They want the same
In
thing.
silence.
No, but you all need to relax on Jordan, man. I'm gonna give it to you, Jordan. Fair play to you. You handle it. I mean, I've had a little cry.
Do you know what, James? I was on Dan Potts' 12th man this week as well, right? And I got the same one there as well. And my biggest frustration is that people they batter me for things I didn't actually say. This is why I keep saying, actually listen to what I said and then disagree with me. But they're like, I'm like, I didn't say that. That's not what I was saying. So if you can disagree with me, that's fine. But at least disagree with me for the thing that I actually said, not the thing that you think I said. That's the worst thing. So there's a lot of idiots in the chat, but it's all good. It's all good. They're
This
part of our
time, though,
community.
you did say Marino to start in midfield with Zubimendi.
No, I caveat it by saying
in
I know this
advance,
won't
you're
happen.
right. Chat today, you're right. Any comments? People are going to round it off there. Double whammy again this week, like it's been every week so far this early on in the season. So make sure you support, show love, do what you need to do, what you always do. Hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed. Individual channels, you should already know what it is right now, people. If you don't know, then someone in the comment section tell them what it is. Remember, final one standing. If you're still in it, pick your team. QR code there, link in the description. We've made our predictions for the Liverpool game. You make yours, and we'll be back on Monday to discuss the outcome, the result, and it'll be an international break, so a bit of time to reflect on the first 3 games of the season and the transfer window. Also finishing, we might actually wait for deadline day to pass before doing the next pod on top of Liverpool. Let's see how it goes. We'll see, people. We'll talk behind.
Yeah, it might be worth doing that on the Tuesday, and then Lee can get some sleep after Anfield.
No,
Let's see. You know what? If it's a big win, I think we just got to talk about it.
Yeah.
Even a
Yeah,
draw. I think even a draw.
Now for the whole pod, you're saying you're not accepting a draw. Now at the end, you said even if it's a draw, we
No. I'm saying. What I'm saying is, sorry, I was only half into James. I'm saying if it's a draw, that should warrant us kind of getting it. If it's a defeat, we can wait till whenever. But if it's a draw or win, let's jump online.
Let us know in the comments when you want the pod.
And let me know what you think of Jordan too.